Hey, my friends, Joanna here. Welcome to my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Today we are making a very neutral pendant, and a fun thing about neutral pendants is that they go with so many outfits. This one in particular, I think you can wear it with a summer outfit, but it will just go great with your fall colors as well. So with that being said, I'm going to show you guys how to make it. It is very easy. When I say it's easy, it is easy. You're gonna love it. So let's get started. And we're going to start off by doing something that will absolutely not make any difference in your pendant, but I want to give you guys an idea. Maybe it will work for you guys. I'm grabbing some translucent and I'm adding sand to it. And I had this vision that this translucent and sand would give such a great effect in my pendant that you could see those, little pieces of sand in the pendant. Nope, there's nothing, nada. And you will see it for yourself. It just didn't work out. But that's okay. I am also grabbing some glitter gold and another piece of translucent, and I'm not mixing them up. I'm kind of going to squish them together, but I don't want them to mix. I want to see the movement of the two clays. And I'm also going to grab some suede, Sculpey suede. I'm going to add to that. And this is a piece that I'm just going to be using in a little bit, but not just yet. I'm just getting things ready for the 5 minutes from now. So you can see no rhyme reason what I'm doing with it. I'm just leaving it on the side. So here are the different colors that I'm going to be using. I'm using the glitter gold that I have been using and loving it, and I'm chopping it. I also have suede, Sculpey suede, and this one here is my translucent with sand, and then I also have some Sculpey suede with pearl. So you can see that I have two different shades of the brown, and this is the pearl. So pearl, suede with pearl, translucent with sand, and the gold, and I'm mixing them all up very nicely together. So I was trying to make sure that certain pieces were larger than others. I think that it adds really nice effect to the pendant, and actually I'm going to show you guys how the pendants differ when you're using larger pieces versus small pieces of the choppy blocks of clay. And we're going to roll it out, and now it's twisting time. The more you twist, the more fine lines you're going to get in your pendant. I am not that into fine lines today. I want the lines to be there, but I want them to be different sizes, and I don't necessarily want them to be too terribly fine until I get to the end of the video and I start playing with my scraps. So there you have it. Now I'm ready to start working on my pendant. We're going to flatten out the clay. You can see the beautiful design that we have. It really is coming out so nice. And now there is that additional piece of clay that I created. I'm going to take my X-Acto knife, and I'm just going to run through it right dead smack in the middle, just like that. And I have a vision for this pendant, but I'm executing it in front of the camera. So all the mishaps are happening right here in front of you guys. So I decided that I'm going to cut the pendant in half, and I'm going to add that one piece right smack in the middle. And would I do it again? Absolutely not, because I should have used that clay for other purpose, and I'm going to show you what purpose I should have used it for, because I have all those lines, horizontal lines, that are already running through the pendant. Why would I add another one through it? I mean, it's seriously, I could have done other things with it, and I realized that really quickly. So my other cuts were much different than the first cut, but this is what I'm using, that clay that I got ready right in the beginning of the video. So this is where I'm putting it to use. So here I decided, okay, I'm just going to go in like a third in, or maybe a fourth in, and then I'm going to add that clay. And I was much happier with that, because it was adding some interest to the pendant. But when you do this, when you use this technique, and you have a boring kind of part of a pendant, pendant, it gives you opportunity to go in and actually make a difference in the pendant. You're not letting the clay just take off on you and do whatever that clay wants to do. Here you can just go and create an actual design in the pendant. So I'm doing the same thing in one more spot, and I'm very, very happy with it. And I wish that I did that with my first piece of clay that I used. So there you have it. I'm going to start cutting the clay, and then I'm going to do my freehand favorite cutting. Nice thing about freehand is that you don't need to have any cutters. You can do everything by hand, and you don't even need probably what I'm using right now. That blade is not necessary. You can just use an X-Acto knife and you're gonna get a beautiful pendant. Just so that you guys know I forgot to mention it. Sometimes I do forget to mention it, that I bake my pendants at 270 degrees for half an hour, and I always dome my pendants with aluminum foil so that they don't get burned. I don't know if that's necessary, but that's what I do. And here I'm just using my tool to finish the edges. That tool is just so fantastic. I absolutely love it. It's so great, if you want a smooth edge, or you want to make some changes to your pendant. Just fabulous. I'm in love with this tool. So here we go. We have some scraps, and I just want you guys to see how fine this chopping is of those scraps, and you will notice that the pendant that I'm going to come up with is going to have a different life, kind of. Although I'm trying not to add that many twisties to it, it's still going to look very different than my other two, and that's because of the size of the chopped clay. So again, the finer you chop the clay, the more you twist, the finer of a design you're going to have. And I have one more pile of scraps here, and I'm using them. I think I may have added just a little bit more translucent to it, but you will see how different this pendant is going to come out when it comes out of the oven. It looks like a completely different clay. You wouldn't even recognize the colors that we are using, but there you have it. You never know what you're gonna get with scraps. And as you know, I've been really trying hard to be better with my edges, so I'm using my drummer tool to work on the edges. And there you have it. Here are my pendants. I baked them, I added resin to them, and look at them. Look at it! You cannot see the sand at all in the translucent. Really can't. And I was so looking forward to it. So don't worry about the sand, or maybe use like coarser sand. But look at this one. This one is the one with more translucent and finer chop, and this one was my second one from the scraps. And I also wanted to show you guys the back of the pendant, which is marvelous. I love it so much. I am actually going to put some resin on the back of those pendants because the backs are so great. And this one is the fine chopped one. Look how beautiful it looks, and it's just so different. You can really make such a beautiful pendants depending on how you're going to chop the clay, how many twists you're going to add to them, and so on and so forth. With that being said, my friends, I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Ta-ta!